In the age of chat GPT, in the age of artificial intelligence, in the age of internet, in the age of media influencers, in the age of communities. Now, earlier there was a process that we used to advertise our products quite a lot. Today on internet, what works is user-generated content. What does that mean? If this bottle of water is consumed by 50 of us, if we all voluntarily write something about this water and how it satisfies us, it becomes user-generated content. Many of you associate McDonald's and Burger King for the speed of their service. Interestingly, Burger King is repositioning its activities to say, actually, it is not necessarily the speed. The feeling of speed is becoming important. Their research tells them that if the staff is friendly, people believe that the service has been fast, even if it is taking 2 minutes late, longer. How do you get and garner consumer insights of that kind? To build brands that will reflect contemporary consumer mindset. Today you find consumer activism. Recently I read about an African singer whose name I would not take. He is suing a large alcohol brand or a company like Diageo, believing that 2 of its brands of that company, where he features in advertising, are not being adequately supported with brand investment because there is a racial bias against him. Imagine this situation. There is activism about Pashmina, there is activism about plastic, there is activism about child labor, gender discrimination. So while building brand, one needs to keep that in mind, that there are multiple issues that impact a brand, and the way consumers are consuming brands, experiencing brands. Lot of ordinary things today you never heard of. We used to go and buy what's that called, tap or plastic pipe or whatever, tile or something from any shop. Hardware stores they were called in my childhood. Even in Odia they used to write hardware store, Maybe there was no Odia equivalent of what hardware is. But today, you go to buy the same thing, you have experience center. Now what does that mean? You have to buy a tap at the end of the day. But people give an experience because the technology around taps and the showers and all getting very, very complicated. When I go to these fancy hotels in America, the first thing I do is to figure out where the cold water or hot water comes, because this is very complicated technology. So ladies and gentlemen, the message and the point I want to leave with you is, A, brand building is important. B, brand building is not a static activity. C, brands need to stay in step with consumers and the trends that are happening in the world. We cannot take product services in name of branding and advertising in the same way as we were thinking 20, 30 years ago, because the nature of technology and the technology's access to consumers is changing. And I hope while you celebrate your success, which you have rightly deserved, rightly won, you will continue to think about these aspects to make yourself, your company, your people, the state of Odisha proud. And I hope that Sambad continues this tradition of promoting brands, giving encouragement, and you all to have the courage to build newer brands to make all of us proud and economically moving forward and rich. Thank you very much for having me, and God bless. Jai Jagannath.